Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you the 4 most important or most common grips in badminton, and I will also explain you in which situation you should use which grip. So it is very important that you're always able to change the grip, and I will also go in detail in which situation which grip is useful and also why it is so useful. First of all, we're going to start with some call it basic standard grip. I call it V grip, and that's like the most common grip you use for basically all the overhand shots like smash, clear or drop. And it's very easy to get into the V grip. You just hold the racket vertical to the ground and then you do like you want to shake someone's hand. And now the grip is like if you have a big knife and want to cut or slice something, that's basically the V grip. The name comes from the letter V. If you look at it from this side, the thumb and the index finger, they should show a V if you look down on your racket. So that's a sign that you know you have the right grip. The big advantage of the V grip is that you can generate a lot of power through forearm rotation. Like you can see now if I'm holding the racket like this and just do a forearm rotation movement, I can generate a lot of power, and the racket is also pointing in the direction where I can hit a shuttle. That's why it's also really, really important if you want to hit a hard smash, a clear to the other side of the court. You have to use the V grip, so there it's very easy or easier to generate power. Grip number 2, the so-called thumb grip. Here you turn the racket, so you have your thumb on the wide side of the grip, here on the big flat side, and this grip is very, very useful because you can generate a lot of power through your fingers. Like if you have a loose grip and then you push, squeeze the grip and then you push with the thumb in the back, you can easily generate power, and that's especially helpful for shots on the backhand side, especially in front of you. Like if you want to play a drive or you want to kill the shuttle at the net with your backhand, then that's the perfect grip for shots like that. The third grip, there's also like a bit of combination of both. If you want to use forearm rotation, but you want to also use your finger power, there's a grip in between where you turn it a little bit, but your thumb is not really on the wide side of the racket, but here on the edge in between. So now with this grip, I call it backhand grip, you can do both. Like you can still use your thumb, but you see I can also use a rotation in the shot. It's not like I cannot generate as much power through rotation like with the normal V grip, but I can still get rotation in it, but I can also use my fingers. And so this grip is especially useful, or especially used, for example, when we hit a defense in doubles, like backhand defense. We can also use it in the drive in front of our body if we want to put a little bit more power than just the fingers in it. Or it's also very useful if you want to play a long backhand shot in the back. So there you also need a lot of power, so it's good if you can put rotation in it, but still use some of your finger power in the shot. So that's the important grip for backhand defense and backhand clear. Last but not least, the fourth grip. There are many different names and there are also a few variations, but if you turn the racket not to the side of the thumb grip where we just were, but to the other side, and then now you're holding a grip. Some call it panhandle grip, some call it rush grip, and that's especially good for if you want to create power through your fingers on the forehand side. Like here we cannot use the thumb on the back if we're on the forehand side, but still, it's very easy to create power with a short movement. So if we play a drive here, or if we want to kill the shuttle at the net, that's the perfect grip. The problem here again, we cannot create power through forearm rotation, and the biggest problem here is a lot of beginners use it for almost every kind of shot because it's very easy to hit the shuttle, but it's also very, very hard to generate power, or almost impossible, especially for overhand shots. Like here I cannot generate power, I need the forearm rotation, and as I said, not possible with the panhandle or rush grip here. One very important thing, I just told you that these 4 grips, but always keep in mind that every single variation of the grip or every single variation of holding the racket can be very useful or helpful in different situations. Like for example, if I'm playing the shot here, thumb grip may be really good. If I go a little bit outside, I have to turn it to more kind of backhand grip, or somewhere in between. So you see every variation can be useful. And also, for example, if we go to the backhand corner, the further I get to the back, the more I have to turn the racket so I can keep the shuttle in. And if I'm really far in the back, sometimes I even have to go to like some kind of panhandle grip. I just showed you for usually forehand shots, but it can also be useful if I play a backhand very, very far behind my back, so if I want to keep the shuttle in. Okay, as I said, 3 very important tips, or very helpful tips, how to improve your grip or how to improve your game by having a better grip, having the right grip. Tip number 1, you can also variate holding your grip more up or more down. If you hold it like here on the bottom, the big advantage is you can generate more power, and of course the obvious thing, you have more reach, like especially in the front court when you're late and you still want to reach the shuttle, it's good to hold it more in the back. The big problem or the disadvantage is that it takes longer to change the grip and also to create a swing. So you will see that especially when double players are in the front court, for example, or people play at the net, that you hold the grip a lot more up here. Some players even put their grip up until this area, so they can hold it, for example, for the serve here, and be very, very fast with grip changes when they are at the net, because there you only have little time. You want to get into the right grip very, very quickly, and you don't need that much power. The further you get to the back, the more useful it is to hold it a little bit more down here on the bottom. You don't have to go all the way down, but a little bit more down, so you can generate more power easily and create more power with that kind of grip. Tip number 2. It's very important that you hold the grip very loose when you're not hitting the shuttle. So basically only when you hit the shuttle you're really tight with the grip, not in all kind of shots, but especially when you hit with power. But before, try to always be loose. If you have a tight grip, then also your forearm gets very tight, and it's very hard to create some swing and to create some power through a flowing motion. If you're loose, then it's much easier to generate that kind of power and only be tight in the last moment. So, as I said before, especially with the thumb grip, that you can generate a lot of power through the fingers. Do that in the shot. Like in the last second, there you hold the grip tight, and that's basically for all the shots where you want to put a little bit power in it. So that's very important. A little tip here. Check your size of the grip, how thick it is. If it is very, very thick, sometimes you're forced to hold it automatically very, very tight. So don't have it too thick. Especially for kids, it's very important to have a thinner grip, so you can always have it loose in the hand, very relaxed. There always should be space up here, and yeah, that's the basic position when you're waiting for the shuttle. Try to have the racket loose. Third and last tip. As I said, every kind of grip can be useful, so it is very important that you are able to change it and also able to realize what grip you have. So that can be an exercise you can do on your own at home, just sitting on the couch and changing the racket from one kind of grip to another. Here, it's also helpful if the grip is not too thick, because then you can feel with your hand all the different edges on the racket, and if you can feel that, it's much more easier even without seeing, okay, which grip I'm in. So try to do that, try to change different kind of grips, or do exercises where you're forced to change between forehand, backhand, or where you have to feel what kind of grip you're in, and that will also help you improve your game, and especially help to choose the right grip in the right situation. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button, and just write in the comments if you have any wishes for new videos, for other tutorials. I would really love to hear from you, and see you next time.